Hey everyone, it's Michelle Fawcett, the Dreaming Dilettante, coming out to you with another video in my Designer Dilettante series. And I wanted to show you how to make this cute little box. My favorite thing about this project is this box uses one piece of 12 by 12 paper and you can get two boxes out of it. So this is a great way. I mean, if you have scrap paper laying around, you can use it, but it's also a great way to kind of capitalize on your paper supply. So this box, I actually made it out of designer series paper because I was trying to use what I had, and I had a sheet of this while I was kind of designing it, and I really love how the yellow came out with the blue polka dots. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Now keep in mind, generally for a box you want to use cardstock because that's going to make it a sturdier box. You can see this has a little bit more of it's a flimsier box, let's put it that way. But depending on what you're putting in here or what you want to use it for, if you're going to put a few pieces of chocolate in it or something, this might be fine. Or you could go ahead and use a piece of heavier cardstock. I think craft cardstock or crumb cake cardstock would look gorgeous using this, and then you can of course embellish it with stamps and all kinds of things. But you absolutely can make it out of designer series paper. Just keep in mind that it's going to be a little flimsier. The other thing I would recommend is sticky strip, but I'm going to, for just the purposes of putting the box together, and again I'm just trying to make an easier box, I'm going to use my snail. So let's get started. So it's actually a really simple box to kind of make. So I'm going to put all the details in my blog. So if you want to watch the video, and then all the measurements and everything will be on the blog along with the paper. I'm using our watercolor Wonder paper. Not watercolor Wonder. Oh, my head. Our watercolor paper, and what I've done is I've taken the 12 by 12 piece and just cut it in half. So you want to end up with a piece of paper that is 12 inches by 6 inches, and as I said, obviously you're going to get two, so you can make two boxes out of it. The other thing you're going to need is you're going to need our scoring tool, which makes life a lot easier for the box making. Okay, so now having the 12 inches along the top, you're going to score, and I like to use the smaller end of the score for this. Just keep in mind, if you are making this like I am out of decorative paper, that you want to use a little bit of a lighter touch when scoring because you don't want to rip your paper. If you're using cardstock, you shouldn't have to worry about that. So we're going to score at 2 inches, 5 1/2. You're going to score at 7 1/2. and 11. Now here's the part you want to keep in mind. So here's where we scored at 2 inches, and then over here we scored at 11. So there's only a 1 inch space over here, and I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So this piece right here is the 1 inch, and that's what you want to turn and put at the top. Okay, so now your scored piece, this should just be 1 inches up here. Hopefully that made sense when I said it. Next thing you want to do is you're going to score, and you have a score line here. This is where we scored it at 11 inches, and then you have your a score line here where we scored at 7 1/2. So you're going to score at a 1 inch mark, but only up to your second horizontal score line. Hopefully that's clear. So you're going to take the 1 and you're going to go just down to that score line. Then you're going to go over to the 2 and score the entire length of the paper. You're going to go over to 4, and again, the whole length of the paper. And then we're going to go over to 5 and only down to the second score line, just like we did. So hopefully you can see, it just kind of gives you these a little more narrow rectangles on the sides here. Okay? So once you've done that, you're done with your scoring tool. And we're going to look, and again, you see here, this is the smaller piece. This is our 1 inch piece that's up here at the top. And what we're going to do is you're going to cut off this first section here and this first section here on both sides. And I am not good at cutting on a straight line, so I take my time. So if you're wondering why I'm moving so slow, and of course you could use your, you know, your paper cutter if you wanted to. And you do that on both sides. You're basically just cutting off one of the little square pieces and one of the rectangle pieces that your scoring made. And this is what makes the lid of the box, so that's why we do it that way. Okay. The next thing you want to do is you're going to cut in on all of your side score lines, just up to the first there. So you're going to cut. This is probably not the best time for me making a video. I feel like I'm being very unclear. Hopefully if you're watching it, if my words aren't clear, then at least the video is. And maybe I'll be a little more clear in my pictures in the description. And then you want to turn it around again, and you're going to cut up the sides here. Now you could burnish and fold your score lines before you cut, and I'll be honest, I made a bunch of these boxes while I was trying to figure it out, and I found that to be a little more, it didn't work out as well for me. Maybe it'll be easier for you, but I found it better to actually fold and burnish my score lines after I cut them. And again, if you're using decorative paper like I am, you're going to want to use a very soft touch when you burnish your fold lines, because you don't want to rip your paper. And if you're using a bone folder that has the wider flat and then the thinner piece, you want to make sure you're using the wider one so that you don't have tears. That was a lesson I kind of learned the hard way. And again, you don't have to use the 12 by 12 paper if you have scraps. That's what I used for some of my practice boxes and stuff, where I just had you know, I had an 8 by 12 piece or something that I had cut that was in my scrap bin, and I used that up. So you can, it's a great project to use. I like projects where you can use one piece of paper and then your scraps, so that you don't feel like you're wasting a lot. I hate when I have to cut for just a little bit. So now if you see here, you can see kind of the starting of our box. And you're going to put, and again, I would recommend sticky strip, but you want to put it on these little square pieces here. If I can get my fingers to work. And then these square pieces up here, and this one as well. I think I'm running out of I need my refill. Okay, so then you're going to fold this up, and I just find it easy to kind of set them in the little fold mark and then bring my piece up so that you can kind of match that up and do it on this side. And then this piece you're going to also fold up. So the fact that these kind of double over, it does give the box a little bit more strength. But again, I would not put anything too heavy in the box. Okay? And then this is what's going to form our lid. So you want to put your adhesive that I'm having a lot of problems with today. Okay, and then you're going to fold up the sides, and then just like you did on the bottom, and then there's your box. I mean, it's a super simple box. Okay, and then I'm going to show you how I did this little thing here, and this one I actually kind of piecemealed it together until I figured out exactly what I wanted it to look like. But let me show you how I'm doing it here. So the stamp set I used is Happy Watercolor. So I kind of have a little theme going here. And of course you could use any stamp set that you wanted, but I will provide the link in case you're interested in this particular one. Piece of Whisper White cardstock and our Stays On black ink which I just love this sentiment in the Stays on Black. Stamp your sentiment. And then, of course, you could either cut it out or use your paper trimmer. I think I'm going to opt for the paper trimmer because my hand is not too steady today. And I just got in our Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, and I love it. I've been having so much fun playing with it. And I'm not trimming it. I mean, I could give you dimensions. I think it was just under 2 inches by 1 inch is what it ended up being cut out, but it's not imperative to what you're trying to do. I just pretty much cut out the sentiment as big as it was, because it fits just over the top of the box that way, which was what I wanted. But of course, you could do this however you wanted. So there's your sentiment, which I need to trim a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Then what I took, this is our, I believe this is our artisan label punch. Again, I'll check everything and put the correct names and numbers on my blog in the post. And as you can see, I've been using this. This is, again, a piece of my scrap paper. And what I did was I'm cutting out 2 of them. And this is just the reverse side of the watercolor paper that I used to make the box. And then I kind of layered them on top of each other. And you can, you know, play around with it to see how you like the look of it. Just to give me a little more height. And then I just took the sentiment. You know, I think I didn't on the other one, but I think I might. It might look nice around the corners. I didn't leave enough room, but you might want to try that if you're going to do it. I think it might look nice if the corners of this were a little rounded. And then I'm going to add a little more adhesive and put this on my box. And it's all set. It's that simple. So, I mean, you could do, of course, a ribbon or something else if you want it for an enclosure or for a closure for the box. For me, it closes nice, so I didn't feel like it really needed anything else to kind of keep it that way. And I just saw this as great little box. As you can see, I kind of made a bunch of them. But I saw this as a great little box to have made up, just to give as a thank you gift for somebody, as a little I don't know, appreciation gift, thought of you gift. So for me, I really didn't want to go too much. I wanted to keep it general enough that it could just be used for whatever. But of course, you could have them all made up, and then the sentiment's the only thing you have to stamp on. So that's it. These are the little boxes that I made. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my blog and subscribe to my channel here. I have a lot of videos that I'm going to be working on, some more ideas that are coming up. And I also will be starting back up in June. I'm having a baby this month, any day now. So for May, I didn't do my PJ party, but I will be doing one starting in June. So you want to be sure to sign up for my newsletter so you're subscribed for that. We do lots of fun games, goodies, giveaways. So be sure to check that out. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.